Picture yourself at a concert. The artist hits the opening notes, and instantly, a wall of glowing screens shoots up in the air. We've reached a point where experiencing a moment often feels secondary to the urge to capture it, filter it, and prove to the internet that we were there. But look closer at that same crowd, and you'll find someone completely different. They don't have their phone out. At a dinner party, they eat without photographing the plate. If you search their name online, you won't find any selfies, vacation photo dumps, or life updates. Society tends to look at these digital ghosts with suspicion. There is an immediate assumption that if someone isn't posting, they must be hiding something, that they are lonely, antisocial, or living a life too boring to share. Behavioral psychologists have actually studied this group, and the research suggests the opposite. People who instinctively guard their privacy and share less online score significantly higher in emotional regulation. They aren't hiding from the world, they're protecting their inner world from it. These quiet participants are demonstrating a psychological orientation that prioritizes internal stability over external approval, a shift in perspective that changes the way we understand social confidence. To understand why they stay off the feed, we have to look at the core logic of social media. It functions as an attention economy, where every post acts as a literal transaction. Users package up pieces of themselves, milestones, vulnerable thoughts, or a sunset, and offer them to the marketplace. In return, they wait to be paid in the currency of likes, comments, and external validation. The non-poster has simply opted out of this marketplace. They have no need for that specific currency. They live interesting lives, but they prefer to keep the value of those experiences for themselves. For most of us, digital validation is tied to a concept called contingent self-worth. This is a state where your sense of value rises and falls based entirely on external feedback. A well-received post makes you feel good. An ignored post causes a spiral. This charts the volatility of contingent self-worth. Relying on external data tethers your emotions to an audience. People who don't post break that tie. Severing the connection to digital feedback allows their self-worth node to remain perfectly steady, regardless of the outside world. Psychologists call this non-contingent self-esteem. It's one of the rarest psychological traits, a baseline sense of value that is self-generating and does not require an audience to feel real. This means they don't need to be seen to know they matter. They have built an identity that survives without a curated digital illusion. Consider two friends standing on this cliffside. One is frantically framing a photo for followers. The other stands perfectly still, simply soaking in the view. The friend with the camera is driven by extrinsic motivation. They are performing the vacation for the approval of people back home, turning a private moment into a piece of content. The non-poster relies on an internal locus of evaluation. They navigate the world by asking, "What do I think of this?" rather than "How will this look to others?" This leads us to a psychological trap called the crystallized self. Constant posting accidentally traps the user inside a rigid, highly specific persona, like the fitness expert or the hustle influencer, where their identity becomes a brand that must be maintained. This crystallized identity is fragile. Users feel immense pressure to keep up the act, fearing that any deviation or a bad day will be seen as a betrayal of the brand they've projected. Non-posters avoid this trap entirely. Because they don't have a public digital record to defend, their real-world identity is allowed to remain fluid and adaptable. This fluidity allows them to be a loud extrovert in one setting and a quiet professional in another, without violating the expectations of a digital audience. By choosing to experience life rather than perform it, they protect their authenticity. They have decided that inner peace is worth more than public recognition. In a culture that rewards constant visibility, the choice to remain silent serves as a form of modern rebellion. Keeping moments private prevents a person's life from being harvested and measured by algorithms. It is a way to stay mentally independent in a generation raised on endless comparison. You can test this mindset today. Take just 5 minutes of your usual scrolling time and redirect it away from the digital stage. Spend time on a real-world goal, a face-to-face conversation, or simply existing in a moment without checking to see how it looks through a lens. Subscribe to the channel to continue exploring the psychological drivers that shape our behavior and the modern world. The best parts of your life don't require a filter, and the most powerful version of yourself